ફાઉન્ડેશન ઓફ અવેકનિંગ ઓફ હ્યુમન બીંગ દ્વારા આયોજિત આ ઇન્ટરેક્ટિવ સેશનમાં આપ સર્વનું સ્વાગત છે. મિસ્ટર મુકેશ મહેતા ખાસ આ સેશનમાં કીનોટ સ્પીકર તરીકે અહીં ઉપસ્થિત છે. હેવી સ્નોફોલ ને લીધે 60 કલાકની મુસાફરી કરીને તેઓ ભારતના ફરી આવી ગયા છે અને એમનું બેઝિક એક કન્સેપ્ટ એ છે કે સ્વ અને અત્યારે સમયના કાંઠે દોડતો માનવી એ સતત સ્વની ઓળખ ગુમાવી રહ્યો છે અને સ્વની ચમક જ્યારે ઓછી થાય છે ત્યારે માણસ તણાવ, વિષાદ અને ઘણી બધી સમસ્યાઓથી પીડિત થાય છે. તો આ ફાઉન્ડેશન દ્વારા ખૂબ અસરકારક ઉપયોગ કેવી રીતે કરી શકાય અને પોતાની જાતને તમે કઈ રીતે સમાજના માટે ઉપયોગી બનાવી શકાય તે માટેના ખૂબ સચોટ એમની પાસે રસ્તાઓ છે. તે એ અંગેની વાત કરશે. એમના સેશન પછી એક ક્વેશ્ચન આન્સર ફોરમ રહેશે. ત્યારબાદ આ ફાઉન્ડેશનને ઉપયોગી થાય એવા સજેશન્સ સ્વીકારાશે અને પછી આપણે સાથે ભોજન પણ લઈશું. હવે I would like to request all the invitees to give their self-introduction.
Also working as captain in NCC. I did my PhD in textiles. Since last 20 years I am with the teaching field. 6 years prior to that I was in industry.
My name is Mukesh Mehta. I am a blend of art, advertising and marketing. Having worked with leading advertising agencies in New York, Ahmedabad and Vadodara. And I've been working in the communications field.
નિતિન દેવધર, મારો જન્મ વડોદરામાં થયો છે. અહીંયા જ MS યુનિવર્સિટીમાં મેં એન્જિનિયરિંગ કર્યું. ટેલિકમ્યુનિકેશન કંપનીમાં હું નોકરી કરું છું અને કેટલીક સામાજિક સંસ્થાઓ સાથે પણ સંકળાયેલો.
નમસ્કાર, myself Mr. Divyadarshan Purohit. I am cosmologist, scientist, engineer, astronomer, educator and connected with Municipal Corporation of Vadodara as an engineer and connected with all World Gayatri Parivar for last 30 years and doing some NGO activities.
Thiru Mistry, I was in film profession, short film producer. I have made about 200 documentary films, having won many state awards and a prestigious national award also. Since 15 years, I am a human rights activist and Vice President of People's Union for Civil Liberties, which was founded by Jai Prakash Narayan.
विनोद शर्मा फ्रॉम राजस्थान पिलानी से बिलोंग करता हूँ. यहाँ ट्रांसपोर्ट का मेरा बिजनेस है. आर्यावर्त ब्राह्मण समाज से जुड़ा हुआ हूँ.
ओम प्रकाश शर्मा, मैं जयप्रकाश स्मृति मंच का उपाध्यक्ष हूँ और आर्यावर्त ब्राह्मण समाज का कार्यकारी अध्यक्ष हूँ और एक सामाजिक कार्यकर्ता हूँ और भारतीय जनता पार्टी अन्य भाषा वैश्य का मैं यहाँ पे सेक्रेटरी हूँ.
This is K.S. Chhabra. We serve the community with medicines. We are the manufacturers of pharmaceutical formulations and herbal products. And the mission of life would like to make a difference to the society. Be a learner first, attain a stage where you can give, and eventually would like to live the world and live and leave the world as a giver in the coming times. Thank you.
નમસ્કાર, રત્નાકર રાહુલકર મારું નામ છે. છેલ્લા 20 વર્ષથી પત્રકારિતા સાથે જોડાયેલો છું અને રશિયામાં જે આપણા ઇન્ડિયન સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ ભણે છે એનું ત્યાં આગળ પેરેન્ટ્સ એસોસિએશન છે, એમાં હું જનરલ સેક્રેટરી છું. એથી રશિયામાં છોકરાઓને કેવી રીતના મોકલી શકાય અને ત્યાં આગળ એમને MBBS સ્પેશિયલી એના માટે શું શું સુવિધા આપી શકાય એના માટે હું સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ માટે કામ કરી રહ્યો છું.
અને યુગ પ્રભાવ ઇવનિંગ ન્યૂઝનું પત્રકાર છું. સાથે સાથે યુએસમાં ક્રોસ ધ કન્ટ્રી મારા મિત્ર છે અરવિંદ પંડ્યા કરીને, એની જોડે બેકવર્ડ રનિંગ અમે કરેલું છે અને ગિનિસ બુક ઓફ વર્લ્ડ રેકોર્ડમાં નામ નોંધાવેલું છે.
S.J. મિશ્રા, ગુજરાત સરકારના માહિતી અને પ્રસારણ ખાતામાં માહિતી અધિકારી છું. છેલ્લા લગભગ 20 વર્ષથી સરકારી પત્રકારિતાની સાથે મુક્ત પત્રકારિતાના સમન્વય માટે કામ કરું છું.
Yes, Pandya from PTI News Agency. I had worked for Times of India Economic Times and I was a student editor. I was called, the many problems, the student community, fishing community, and I have been helping all the people who come to me for any help.
So I have apologized for that. True. I'm a born Indian.
That is very important. I live in the United States. I'm a citizen of the United States. So the question always comes up, why do I need to come here and talk about it? Because I feel obligated to my people. I feel obligated to the country that I grew up in. And whatever little understanding that I have a claim, if that is an understanding, I need to share and then learn from you guys how to move this forward. That's the key. My story starts as it is. I was born in a Hindu family. My father was a devoted Shivji Bhagat. Since childhood, what I was watching, in fact, whatever I'm going to talk right now is my understanding only, has nothing to do with anybody. And my understanding, that means I'm a human. And that understanding can change according to the times we're moving forward. Unfortunately, what I believe is, when the society accepts an individual's understanding as a criteria to live your life, I feel, this is my feelings, this is the world I see. The world that is painful, the world that people are striving to understand, the society that we live in. In fact, every generation that has gone by, in my understanding, has always talked about it. There's, something needs to be done, something needs to be better. And the most important part is, being a father, I also feel in my heart, which I'm willing to talk openly about it. And I think I forgot the most important point. I'm not here to talk about you guys. I'm here to talk about myself. I don't have a right to talk about your lives because I don't know your life. I don't have the power to understand what you're thinking right now. Absolutely zero. I'm a human being. Period. As a human being, that means I'm limited to my energy and my resources of understanding. That's the key. But what has happened in my understanding for thousands and thousands of years? In fact, an individual's interpretation accepted by the society. That is the key. An individual's interpretation accepted by the society becomes the norms of the society, which in my understanding, I feel is not appropriate. That doesn't mean it was wrong. But according to the times, those interpretations need to change to move the society forward. In fact, living in the United States, this is what I learned. I've been in that country for 20 years. I try to understand a human behavior through all the religions. Born a Hindu, so I know most of it, how the Hinduism works. That doesn't mean I know everything. I don't know any shlokas or the books. I'm talking the reality of life. But in fact, the question always comes up, I bring in religion, because I think religion is the core to our understanding and the way we grow up. Religion became part of me when I was born. Hinduism became part of me because my parents were Hindus. I was watching all this in my house where my father would spend 6 hours a day praying. Anything that has been asked to him, anything that he learned from his own parents or the uncles or the sisters or the surroundings or the so-called dharma, to follow the rituals that he followed. In fact, if I had to say, in an understanding that what a sadhu can be, I think that was my father. As far as following the rituals are concerned. It's two different things, understanding it and following it. Born in a wealthy family. I had nothing to do but watch my father. In fact, while watching also was a grace of God where I was not judging him. Whatever I'm going to tell you right now, and whatever I understood, whatever I was watching, I would be the biggest liar if I knew what I was talking about when I was small. Whatever I'm talking is totally consciously. After understanding this, it took me 53 years to come to this conclusion. That is my understanding. I could be wrong. Because things can change according to the times we move on. What I was watching was a guy that spent 7 hours a day also beating up my mother. My house was always visited by saints. So-called, in a sense what I learned was, This is what I learned from a religion where you follow those rituals, you do Mara, X, Y, Z, whatever everybody believes. I have nothing to do with it. It's your prerogative of living a life. The only thing that I learned out of these saints was one important thing, that if you follow this, you do this, you do this, you calm down. But after watching my father, it could be a case in the world. I'm not saying that religion is wrong. It has nothing to do with it. I'm making sure everybody understands it. I have nothing against what you believe. But I'm trying to separate out the human behavior with what we follow under the banner of religion. The same father who spends 7 hours a day, so motivated to do all his maras, to do everything that he thinks was right and what he was told. It was not his fault. There is no talking anything bad about the parents here. There is nothing denouncement of anything that has happened in the past. It's not my job. My job is to understand the result of it. Understand the reality, what we have gone into and what we are into right now, and try to understand this and maybe try to move it forward. So maybe the generation that are coming down the road could live a less miserable, painful life. I'm not saying it's a fix. What we can do in the society is live a less painful life. There is no fix to anything as a human being. So coming back to my father, the question always arose in my head as to what was going on, what I was learning from these saints, and seeing him what he does with God in his temple, whatever he followed, his understanding is right. And then seeing a meeting of my mother. That's one. Because the question always comes, what was my motivational factor behind trying to put my hours into his and my life into it? Second, I watched, because I forgot the name, Jagadguru Sankaracharya visited my house. He stayed in my house for 2 days. Due respect to him and what he does and everybody does have nothing to do with it. But I'm talking as a human. What a human can be and what a human understands. Because a human understanding comes from the eyes and the ears. This is a key factor of a human body. Eyes and the ears. Because whatever you see and whatever you hear is the only thing that you understand. A human body is a supercomputer. In my understanding, it stores a lot of information. Knowingly or unknowingly. You think you might be able to basically, let's say you are focusing on me right now, so let's say, okay, my information is going in your body. If somebody is not even focusing on me, unknowingly the words are relevantly going, the information is going inside the body. And your body reacts to that information relevantly. The reason I'm telling you this is because you're going to get connected to what I'm going to talk about Sankaracharya.